Have you ever found yourself staring blankly at some object? Maybe it's a peculiar kitchen gadget inherited from your grandmother, a beautiful flower you spotted on a hike but couldn't name, or even just a tangled mess of wires behind your TV, and you've desperately wished you could just point your phone at it and ask, "What in the world is this and what am I supposed to do with it?" Forget fumbling with keywords, trying to describe the indescribable in a search bar. Weird metal thingy with handles, red flower with pointy leaves. We've all been there, right? That frustration of knowing what you want to know but not knowing how to ask. Well, lean in close because that reality isn't some far-off sci-fi dream anymore. It's happening right now. Google is unleashing a truly game-changing upgrade to its AI search capabilities, and honestly, calling it an upgrade feels like an understatement. It's more like they've surgically implanted a pair of hyper-observant eyes, powered by the magic of Google Lens, directly into the incredibly powerful brain of their AI Gemini. The result, your everyday searches are about to get superpowers. This isn't just a new feature, it's a fundamental shift in how we can interact with the world through technology, part of Google's ongoing quest to make finding information not just helpful, but intuitive, seamless, and maybe even a little bit magical. Think back for a moment. Google's AI search, even before this visual revolution, was already pretty impressive. It had become that digital friend who could break down complex scientific concepts into easy-to-understand bites, like a patient teacher explaining quantum physics using analogies you actually get. It could help you weigh the pros and cons of different laptops or vacation spots, acting like that wise, practical friend who always knows the right questions to ask. It could even anticipate your curiosity, suggesting related topics or deeper dives, nudging you down fascinating rabbit holes of discovery. It was smart, conversational, and incredibly useful, but it primarily lived in the world of words. Now prepare for a quantum leap. Google's AI is breaking free from the constraints of text alone. It's stepping into the visual world, our world. You can now feed it images, maybe a photo languishing in your phone's gallery, a screenshot you just took, or even a live picture snapped on the fly, and the AI doesn't just see the image, it understands it. It comprehends the context, the objects, the scene, and crucially, it understands your question about that image. Let's be crystal clear. This is leagues beyond the old search by image trick we've used for years. That was mostly about finding visually similar pictures online. Useful, sure, for identifying a landmark or finding where to buy a specific dress you saw. But this is about having a rich, dynamic, back-and-forth conversation with an AI about the visual information you provide. It's about dialogue, explanation, and genuine assistance based on what you're showing it. Let's revisit that strange kitchen tool scenario from the article, but let's really flesh it out. Imagine you unearth this bizarre, hinged metal contraption with little cups from a box of your Greytance belongings. You snap a photo and ask Google's AI mode, "What is this vintage kitchen gadget and how was it used?" Instead of just getting links to similar-looking items on eBay, though it might offer that too, the AI, blending Gemini's reasoning with Lens's visual identification, could respond with something far richer. "Ah, that looks like a vintage, Presto brand ravioli maker, likely from the 1960s. These were popular for making homemade pasta pockets. See those little cups? You'd lay a sheet of pasta dough over the frame, gently press into the cups to create indentations for the filling. Add your filling like ricotta and spinach. Place another sheet of dough on top, and then use a rolling pin to seal and cut the individual ravioli squares. The hinge design helped release the finished ravioli easily." People loved these for getting that authentic, sealed-edge ravioli shape. Want to see it in action? Here's a YouTube video demonstrating a similar model. And if you're thinking of trying it yourself, here are a few classic ravioli filling recipes you might enjoy. Interestingly, while modern pasta machines are faster, many collectors and home cooks still seek these out for the specific texture and nostalgia. See the difference? It didn't just identify. It explained the how, the why, the history, offered practical next steps, videos, recipes, and even added context, collector interest. It engaged with your curiosity on multiple levels, all triggered by a single photo and a simple question. This isn't just search, it's interactive discovery. It transforms a moment of into a learning experience. This profound shift makes the entire process feel incredibly fluid, intelligent, and genuinely useful. It bridges the gap between the physical world you inhabit and the vast digital knowledge base of the internet in a way that feels completely natural. It's less like using a tool and more like collaborating with a perceptive, knowledgeable friend who happens to see exactly what you're seeing and can offer insights you wouldn't have even known how to ask for. Moving from a list of visually similar JPEGs to deep, contextual, actionable answers based on a picture, that truly feels like stepping into the future of information access. Google is aiming to turn every flicker of curiosity, sparked by something you see, into an effortless and engaging journey of finding out more. But how does this visual wizardry actually work? To really grasp the power here, we need to peek behind the curtain. Imagine, as the article suggests, snapping that photo of your notoriously cluttered desk drawer, your vibrant but disorganized bookshelf, or that absolutely delicious-looking plate of pasta you just whipped up. The magic isn't just that the AI can say, "That's a USB cable, that's a book by Brandon Sanderson," or "That looks like spaghetti carbonara." The real leap forward is its ability to understand the relationships between the objects, the overall context, the meaning embedded in the scene. It's not just itemizing a list, it's synthesizing information. Take that photo of your lunch. Maybe it's leftover roasted vegetables, some quinoa, and a piece of grilled chicken. Instead of just identifying the components, you could ask, what are some healthy, quick meal prep ideas using these ingredients for the rest of the week? The AI, understanding these are cooked, ready-to-use elements, might suggest, okay, you've got a great base. 1 quinoa salad bowls, chop the chicken, mix everything with some greens, maybe add some chickpeas and a light vinaigrette. 2 veggie and chicken wraps, slice the chicken and veggies, warm them slightly and wrap them in whole wheat tortillas with a smear of hummus. 3 quick stir-fry, dice the chicken, toss everything in a pan with a little soy sauce, ginger and garlic for a fast stir-fry, maybe add a scrambled egg. It goes beyond identification to creative problem-solving based on the visual input. Now picture that chaotic drawer again. You ask, I'm looking for my old small white Apple charging brick, the cube one. Do you see it in here? The AI doesn't just list cables, pens, charger. It analyzes the shapes, colors, and relative positions. It might highlight a specific area and say, there's a white object partially obscured under those blue charging cables in the back left corner that matches the shape and size of a classic Apple 5W USB power adapter. Is that what you're looking for? It becomes a visual search assistant within your own photo. And the bookshelf? Beyond suggesting a reading order, imagine showing it a shelf stacked with textbooks from different subjects. You could ask, based on these textbooks, what kind of career path might someone be pursuing? The AI could analyze the titles anatomy, organic chemistry, physiology, pharmacology, and infer. The collection strongly suggests studies in health sciences, potentially pre-med, nursing, or pharmacy, given the emphasis on biological and chemical sciences related to the human body and medicine. It's drawing conclusions from the visual evidence. What's truly fascinating, as the original piece touched upon, is the complex process humming away beneath that simple user interface. When you upload that photo of your living room and ask for makeover suggestions, how can I make this space feel more modern and airy? It's not just one monolithic AI chunking away. Google unleashes a swarm of specialized AI agents, like tiny, focused investigators. Imagine one AI agent analyzing the color palette. Okay, dominant colors are beige and brown, accent color is a muted blue. Suggest introducing brighter contrasts, maybe pops of coral or teal in cushions and art. Another agent focuses on furniture layout. The sofa placement blocks the window light. Suggest rotating it 90 degrees and moving the armchair to the opposite corner to open up the flow. A third agent looks at textures and materials, lots of heavy fabrics. Recommend incorporating lighter materials like linen throws, glass or metal accent tables, and maybe a jute rug to add texture without bulk. A fourth might analyze the lighting, relies heavily on one overhead fixture. Suggest adding floor lamps and table lamps for layered, warmer lighting. All these specialized mini-analyses, these focused questions the AI asks itself about your picture, are then synthesized into one cohesive, multi-layered response. You don't get a generic paint-it-white answer. You get a tailored set of suggestions addressing different facets of your actual space, drawing on Google's vast knowledge of design principles, product information, and visual aesthetics. It's like getting a consultation from a whole team of interior designers simultaneously, all based on one photo. Now it's crucial to acknowledge, as the article rightly pointed out, that Google isn't the only tech titan exploring this fertile ground of visual AI. The race is well and truly on. Over at Microsoft, they've armed their AI assistant, Copilot, with a potent feature called Copilot Vision. Unveiled with significant fanfare, this allows Copilot to peer through your smartphone camera, analyze objects in the real world, and even understand what's happening on your computer screen within Windows. Imagine pointing your phone at a houseplant using Copilot Vision. It could not only identify it as, say, a fiddle leaf fig, but also provide detailed care instructions, watering frequency, light requirements, common pests, and perhaps even link you to online stores where you can buy fertilizer specific to that plant. Or you could screenshot a complex online form, and Copilot could potentially help you fill it out by understanding the fields and perhaps even pulling relevant information, with your permission, of course. Copilot is aiming to be deeply integrated into your workflow, both digital and physical, identifying, advising, and even acting. Their deep research capability, pulling together info from multiple sources into reports or summaries, adds another layer of utility, making it a formidable contender striving for seamless integration into our daily digital lives. Then there's the powerhouse that arguably kicked off the current AI frenzy, OpenAI's ChatGPT. It hasn't been resting on its text-based laurels. With the integration of advanced models like GPT-4 Turbo and the visually capable GPT-4V Vision, ChatGPT can now interpret and engage with images you upload. This is a massive evolution. You could show it a picture of a complex diagram from a research paper and ask for an explanation in simpler terms. You could upload a photo of a historical monument and ask about its significance and architectural style. You could even show it a picture of your whiteboard covered in brainstorming notes and ask it to summarize the key ideas or suggest next steps. ChatGPT's strength lies in its conversational depth, now extended to the visual realm, making it incredibly versatile for tackling problems or gaining insights whether presented in text or pixels. And we can't forget the e-commerce behemoth Amazon. While perhaps less focused on open-ended conversation, Amazon has been leveraging visual AI brilliantly within its core domain, shopping. For years, their app has allowed you to snap a photo of a product, a pair of shoes you saw someone wearing, a piece of furniture in a magazine, and find similar or identical items available for purchase on Amazon. This visual search is deeply integrated into the shopping experience. They've expanded this into areas like fashion recommendations. StyleSnap can suggest outfits based on a photo, and even home design tools, visualizing furniture in your own room. Amazon's visual AI might not chat with you about the meaning of life reflected in your bookshelf, but it excels at the practical application of recognizing products and facilitating transactions, playing directly to their strengths in streamlining the consumer journey. So we have this thrilling landscape: Google pushing conversational visual understanding, Microsoft integrating visual AI deeply into its operating system and productivity tools, OpenAI adding powerful visual interpretation to its renowned conversational AI, and Amazon mastering visual search for commerce. Each player brings its unique strengths and focus, driven by their respective ecosystems and business models. This intense competition is fantastic news for us, the users, as it fuels incredibly rapid innovation and pushes the boundaries of what AI can do. What does all this mean for the reigning king of search, Google? Let's use that library analogy from the article but expand it. For decades, Google has been the world's default grand central library. Need information? You went to Google. It was vast, comprehensive, and the undisputed first stop for billions of people seeking answers. Its card catalog, the search index, was unparalleled. Its librarians, the algorithms, uncannily good at pointing you to the right shelf website. But lately, the information landscape is changing. New kinds of information hubs are popping up, challenging the library's central role. Think of ChatGPT as a brilliant, incredibly well-read conversationalist sitting in a comfortable lounge, ready to discuss almost any topic and synthesize information for you directly, often saving you the trip to the stacks. Think of Microsoft's Copilot as a hyper-efficient research assistant embedded right into your digital workspace, anticipating your needs and pulling information into the documents and applications you're already using. Think of Amazon's visual search as the ultimate, visually astute personal shopper who knows the inventory of a massive global marketplace inside and out. These new approaches offer different, often more direct, ways to get information or accomplish tasks. Instead of just a list of links, the library pointing you to different aisles, these AI assistants often strive to provide the answer itself, engage in a dialogue, or perform the task directly. For many users, this feels more intuitive, more efficient, and more personal. Just tell me the answer is often preferred over, here are 10 websites that might have the answer. This fundamental shift has real consequences for Google. While still massively dominant, its absolute control over the starting point of information discovery is being subtly eroded. Market share statistics, like the prediction of Google's US search ad market share dipping below 50%, signal a significant change in user behavior after years of near-total reliance. People are exploring these new AI tools, integrating them into their workflows, and sometimes bypassing traditional Google search altogether. The bigger tremor beneath the surface concerns Google's lifeblood, advertising revenue. The classic Google model hinges on displaying relevant ads alongside those lists of search results. Businesses pay to be seen when users search for related terms. But what happens when an AI assistant provides a comprehensive, direct answer, synthesized from multiple sources without needing to show a list of links, and therefore without the traditional slots for ads? This is a potential multi-billion-dollar question. While AI features themselves might eventually incorporate new forms of monetization, the transition poses a challenge to the established model. Some analysts predict a potential dip in Google's ad revenue, at least in the short term, as user habits evolve. Naturally, Google isn't standing idly by watching its kingdom challenged. The very feature we've been discussing, the fusion of Gemini's intelligence with Lens's visual acuity, is Google's powerful countermove. They are actively integrating sophisticated AI directly into the search experience, aiming to provide those richer, more direct, conversational, and now visually informed answers themselves. They are leveraging their own immense strengths. Think about it, Google has spent over 2 decades indexing not just the text of the web, but increasingly its images and videos. Google Photos automatically tags faces, objects, and scenes. Google Lens has been identifying real-world objects for years. They possess an unbelievably vast dataset of labeled images and a deep understanding of visual context built over time. They also have the knowledge graph, that intricate web of interconnected facts about people, places, and things. It's like Google has been training for this visual AI marathon for decades, building up the muscle and endurance needed to compete. This new AI mode isn't just a new feature. It's Google showcasing the culmination of that long-term investment, flexing its unique capabilities in understanding the visual world at scale. So, as Google rolls out this enhanced AI mode, allowing us to search with our cameras and engage in detailed visual conversations, it steps onto a battlefield already populated by formidable competitors. It's a high-stakes game, but Google brings powerful assets to the table. If you're subscribed to the Google One AI Premium plan, or if you've been part of the Experimental Search Labs program, you might already have access to this fascinating new way of searching right now, directly within the Google app on your phone. And based on initial descriptions, it's more than just a novelty. It feels like a genuinely helpful evolution, transforming your phone from a passive window onto the digital world into an active, seeing, understanding companion. That feeling of having a super smart friend in your pocket, one who not only listens but sees what you see and can offer relevant, insightful help, that's the promise. Hugh, that was quite a journey through the cutting edge of visual AI. So, stepping back from the specific features and the corporate competition, what's the bigger picture here? What lesson can we take away from this technological leap? For me, the most profound takeaway is about adaptability and the ever-changing nature of how we interact with information. We went from oral traditions to written scrolls, from printing presses to libraries, from desktop computers accessing static web pages to sophisticated search engines indexing billions of documents. Now, we're entering an era where our interaction with information is becoming increasingly intuitive, conversational, and crucially visual. This isn't just about Google or Microsoft or OpenAI building cool new toys. It's about recognizing that the tools we use shape how we think, learn, and explore. This shift towards visual AI encourages us to engage with the physical world around us with renewed curiosity, knowing that understanding is potentially just a snapshot away. It challenges us to move beyond just describing our questions and start showing them. The lesson, perhaps, is to embrace this evolution, to stay curious not just about the world but about the tools we have to understand it, to be open to new ways of seeking knowledge and solving problems. Sometimes the most powerful question isn't a string of keywords but a simple picture. It reminds us that technology at its best can augment our own senses and intelligence, making the journey of discovery more accessible and engaging than ever before. It's about learning to see the world and the potential for understanding within it through a new lens, both literally and figuratively. This is such a fascinating shift. I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts. What's the most complex or awkward thing you've ever tried and maybe failed to describe using only text in a search engine? Have you experimented with any visual search tools or image-based AI interactions yet? What was your experience like? Helpful, frustrating, surprising? Does the idea of AI being able to analyze and understand your photos deeply excite you with its potential helpfulness? Or does it raise concerns for you about privacy and data usage? Where do you think the balance lies? Looking ahead, what's one real-world problem you wish visual AI could help you solve right now? Let me know your thoughts and experiences down in the comments section below. Your insights are incredibly valuable as we all navigate this evolving technological landscape together. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive today. I hope you found it insightful and thought-provoking. Wishing you a wonderful day filled with health, happiness, and maybe even a little bit of visual discovery. And hey, if you enjoyed this exploration into the future of search and AI, please consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications. We explore fascinating topics like this regularly, and I'd love to have you as part of our curious community. Thanks for watching.